Greetings, BookTube. It's Michael Romeo, and once again, I'm talking about. Hey, BookTubers! Today we're talking about 3 reading events coming up that I'm taking part in, and I'm really looking forward to all 3 of them. They're all going to be fun. I am sure of it. The first one is Horror Mayhem, taking place in the month of May, thereby being mayhem, and centering on the horror genre, whether it be short stories, novellas, or short novels. It's your choice. There are 4 topics, one for each week of the month, and as far as who's hosting it, there is a whole host of people, no pun intended, hosting it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post a link below to Ali at Criminali and his announcement of the event, because he has the whole list of everybody that's behind this thing. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So the 4 topics, one week is going to be all about cosmic horror. And for that week, I'm going to be reading a novel called Below by Laura Hightower, which came out just this year, just a couple of weeks ago, if I'm not mistaken. And I am going to be reading that based on a review that Ali at Criminali posted. It sounded like a very good, fun horror novel, and so I decided to do that one for cosmic horror. He referred to it as cosmic horror in his review, which I was really grateful for, because I really had no idea what cosmic horror was. So, hey, it was great to get that little bit of a freebie there. Another week of the event is going to be devoted to gothic horror, and for that I'm going to be reading The Willows by Algernon Blackwood, a book from 1907, and the description of that one sounds really creepy and atmospheric, and I think I'm going to really enjoy that one as well. Then another week is all about beings and creatures, and for that I'm reading Keeper of the Children by William Halloran, a book from 1978. I've read another book by William Halloran way back in the Beyond years, back when I was in high school in the 1970s. Hush about my age. The book by William Halloran that I read was called The Search for Joseph Tully, and it was a truly scary book. Just to give you a feeling for how scary it was. There is a noise in the story that haunts the main character, and my sister read the book before I did, my older sister, and you know how older sisters are with younger brothers, and she snuck up behind me while I was reading it, and she vocalized the sound, and I levitated off the chair. Just absolutely, just that, her doing that to me. So this one is called Keeper of the Children, and it's about some being that is inhabiting children's toys and pets and luring children away with their souls. Sounds creepy. So I'm sure it's going to be as good. If William Halloran is as good a writer as he was in Search for Joseph Tully, and another one I read called The Ross Forgery by him, then I'll enjoy this one as much as the others. And then the 4th week of Horror Mayhem is based on folklore, and for that I'm going to read The Great God Pan by Arthur Machen, a book from 1894 that created quite a stir when it was first published. And there's a number of people here on BookTube that have read it and have raved about it, so I'm really looking forward to that one. It's supposed to be a good spine tingler from what I'm gathering, from what I've seen. So that's Horror Mayhem, book reading event number 1. Book reading event number 2 is called June on the Range. Again, one of the brains behind it is Ali at Criminali, so I'll post another link to another one of his videos. Give him all this traffic to his site, he'll love it. At least I hope he will. For June on the Range, this focus is on Westerns, and I love a good Western, so I couldn't turn this one down. And I'm going to be reading Little Big Man by Thomas Berger, a 1964 book. That is a Western about a man named, I believe it's Oliver Crabbe, who is either telling tall tales about his life or he led a very fascinating life. And I think from what I understand, it's kind of up to the reader to decide whether he is a reliable narrator or an unreliable narrator. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's also going to be a double whammy because it's also I'm also doing movies I've seen, but I haven't read the books. I did a video on that one, which I will post a link to if you want to see it. And this is a movie that I've seen, and I've never read the book. So, knocking out two birds with one stone, as they say. The reason I'm only picking one book for June on the Range is because of the third event, which not everybody will consider a reading event, but I do because it's a very, very personal one for me. It's my first buddy read here on BookTube. And it is with Jolene at Bookworm Adventure Girl, who was one of the first people on BookTube to welcome me in. And she recently did a tag based on the Three Musketeers. And she commented in her video that she never read the Three Musketeers or anything by Alexander Dumas. And I commented in the comments that neither have I, and it led to a little bit of back and forth conversation, and then I said, well, why don't we do a buddy read and break in our reading muscles on Alexander Dumas together. So we're going to be reading The Three Musketeers, since that was what the book that spawned the conversation. And I'm not sure how much time that one's going to take up, and along with Little Big Man. Both of them are kind of thick books, so I may get through them early enough in the month to read more from June on the Range. If I do, I've got another book lined up that was also recommended by Ali at Criminali. He's the star of my show today, right? And that book is called Nunslinger, which sounds like an absolute riot. True story, apparently, about a nun who was mistakenly convicted of a crime that she didn't commit, and basically blazes her way across the West to protect herself and escape capture. So again, another book to look forward to. So there it is, 3 reading events coming up: Horror Mayhem, June on the Range, and my first buddy read. And you know, BookTube is all about books, and I love books, and I just get so excited about stuff like this. If you're a returning visitor, glad to see you here again. If you're new, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and join the family. And if you've been here before and you still haven't hit the subscribe button, it doesn't bite. Go ahead and hit it. And click the like button on this video, and leave comments. Have you read any of these books? Are you going to participate in any of these events? And any other things you want to talk about. Don't let me stop you from talking about something different. If you want to talk about it, go ahead and leave it in the comments. I'm open to conversation. And that's it for now, and we'll talk to you all again real soon.